Mission from my Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada and entire Guru Parampara, by whose mercy we have access to this jewel of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. I also seek blessings from all of you assembled Vaishnavas. Please forgive me if I make any offenses. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanyebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. So we have been reading Canto 2, Chapter 1, the first step in God realization. And we are on the last verse of that chapter today. And we have seen that since the start of this chapter, Shukdev Goswami is giving the answer to Parikshit Maharaj's question that what is the duty of people in general and what should a person who is dying should do. So Shukdev Goswami has started giving the answer from this beginning of this chapter that what a person should not do. One person should not live like a Grihamedi and should not hear mundane topics. They should only hear Bhagavad Gunanuvada, glories of Bhagavan, Sri Krishna. And then he starts describing the process of Ashtanga Yoga by which one can meditate, one can see the Supreme Lord. Ideally, one should see the Supreme Lord in the Super Soul, Paramatma feature. So through Ashtanga Yoga, when the yogi goes through the steps, different limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, and then comes Dharana stage. Dharana means fixing the mind on Supreme Lord. So ideally they should fix the mind on the Paramatma feature of the Lord, but those neophytes who are unable to do that, for them there is a Virat Roop, universal feature of the God, in which yogi can see the presence of Supreme Personality of Godhead everywhere they see. And then we saw from verses 26 to 37, this universal form was described, how different parts of material nature, different parts of Prakriti, they are different limbs of the body of Virat Roop. Like how mountains are his shoulders, rivers are his veins, sun is his eyes, moon is his mind, and so many, total 62 limbs of Virat Roop were described. So one can try to fix their mind on any of these features and try to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is what we saw until verse 37. But in verse 38, Shukdev Goswami has said that in the material world there is nothing more than this, because our material senses cannot perceive anything beyond this. So then in today's verse we will see what is the conclusion Shukdev Goswami gives of this chapter. Let's read verse 2:139. सर्वधिवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सज्जेद्यत आत्मपातः स सर्वधिवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सज्जेद्यत् आत्मपातः स सर्वधिवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सचेद्यत आत्मपातः सर्वधीवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्वा
आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः
आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः
तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत
तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत
अन्यत्र सज्जेद्यद आत्मपातः
नान्यत्र सज्जेद्यत आत्मपातः सर्वधीवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सचेद्यत आत्मपातः सर्वधीवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः तं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सचेद्यत आत्मपातः सर्वधीवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः त्वं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सचेद्यत आत्मपातः सर्वधीवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः त्वं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सचेद्यत आत्मपातः सर्वधीवृत्त्यनुभूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्नजनेक्षितैकः त्वं सत्यमानन्दनिधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सचेद्यत आत्मपातः Let's look at word to word. Saha, he the Supreme Person. Sarvadhi Vrittihi, the process of realization by all sorts of intelligence. Anubhuta, cognizant. Sarve, everyone. So the first line, Sasarvadhi Vritya Anubhuta Sarva, it means that he, that Supreme Person, he can be Anubhuta. He can be realized by various processes of intelligence. And Sarva and the word Atma from the second line, it means that, and that Supreme Person is also Sarva Atma, is also super soul of everyone. Let's look further. Atma,
Atma,
the super soul.
the super soul,
Yatha,
Yatha,
as much as.
as much as
Swapna Jana,
Swapna Jana,
a person dreaming. Ikshita,
Ikshata,
seen by.
seen by
Ekaha,
Ekaha,
one and the same.
one and same.
And the second line, Atma Yatha Swapna Jane Kshitaikaha, it means that just like a person who is dreaming sees himself in many forms in the dream. Further, Tam,
Tam,
unto him,
unto him,
Satyam,
Satyam,
the supreme truth.
the supreme truth,
Anandanidhim,
Anandanidhim,
the ocean of bliss.
the ocean of bliss,
Bhajeta,
Bhajeta,
one must worship.
one must worship.
So, Tam Satyam Anand Nidhim Bhajeta. So, conclusion of this whole chapter, Shukdev Goswami gives in this line that what one should do is Bhajeta. One should worship Tam Satyam, the one who is the supreme truth, ultimate truth, absolute truth, and who is Ananda Nidhi, the ocean of bliss. One should worship that supreme personality of Godhead. Further, Na, never,
Never,
Anyatra,
Anyatra,
anything else,
anything else,
Sajjeta,
Sajjeta,
be attached,
be attached,
Yataha,
Yataha,
whereby, Atma Pataha,
Atma Pataha,
degradation of oneself.
degradation of oneself.
Then comes the warning. If you don't do that, na anyatra sajjet. One should never get attracted. Sajjet, be attached or attracted. Na anyatra. Anyatra means somewhere else. One should never be attached to anyone else other than that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why? Because if one does that, Atma Pataha, one will fall down, one will cause degradation of oneself. So let's read Prabhupada's translation by Krishna Krupamurti, His loving divine grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Please repeat after me. One should concentrate his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who alone distributes himself in so many manifestations, just as ordinary persons create thousands of manifestations in dreams. One must concentrate the mind on Him, the only all-blissful absolute truth. Otherwise, one will be misled and will cause his own degradation. Now we'll go to the purport. This purport is, as you can see, quite a long purport. It's very rich. It has so many points. So I thought we'll read this purport in sections and we'll comment something on each section and then we'll try to understand it like that. So before we start reading the purport, ideally we recite the Mangalacharan after we read the whole purport, but today we'll recite the Mangalacharan now. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam
Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Purport by Krishna Krupamurti, His loving divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In these words, the process of devotional service is indicated by the great Goswami Srila Sukadev. He tries to impress upon us that instead of diverting our attention to several branches of self-realization, we should concentrate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the supreme object of realization, worship and devotion. So, as we know from Bhagavad Gita, there are various processes of self-realization. There is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga that this chapter has described. So there are all these various processes of self-realization. But the conclusion that Sukadeva Goswami is giving here and Srila Prabhupada is giving in the purport is that we should not, as it said, we should not get diverted to any other branches of self-realization. We should concentrate only on bhajeta, only on bhakti yoga, the path of devotion, loving devotional service, because that is the direct and the highest path. And that involves simple processes like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Sakyam, Dasyam, Atma Nivedanam. So hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, befriending him and being his servants. So simple processes like that, that is what we should concentrate on, because our goal is to attain pure love of Godhead, and in this path only, in the path of devotion only, there is no risk of Atma Pataha, there is no risk of falling down, because Krishna is personally, he is holding our hands. Let's read further the purport. Self-realization is Jai Shri Shri Radha Giri Govardhan Dhare ki. Self-realization is, as it were, offering a fight for eternal life against the material struggle for existence. And therefore, by the illusory grace of the external energy, the yogi or the devotee is faced with many allurements which can entangle a great fighter again in the bondage of material existence. So here Srila Prabhupada is talking about illusory grace of external energy. So illusory energy of Lord. Prabhupada is talking about Maya here. Again and again, Srila Prabhupada has said that bhakti is declaring a war against Maya. Maya has been particularly employed by Krishna as a superintendent of this material world, and Maya's activity is in two phases. There is Avranatmika and there is Prakshepatmika. So Avranatmika means it covers. It covers the soul's understanding that I am the body, I am not the body, and I am the super soul. So it covers that understanding. And it gives them hope that there is happiness in this material world. So it covers the real understanding that I am not this body, I am the spirit soul and I don't belong here, I can never be satisfied here. But it gives them false hope that yes, illusion, illusory grace of external energy. It gives them the illusion that yes, I will find happiness here. So no matter which situation anyone in this material world is, they feel satisfied. For example, a hog or a pig who is living by eating the stool, he even feels that I'm satisfied, this is nice, this is a good life. So like that, Maya's first activity is Avranatmika, it covers. And next one is Prakshepatmika, it pulls us down. Vikshep means break something, put some obstacles. So that is what obstacle Prakshepatmika means. So she pushes the jiva away from Krishna and in towards material desires. In Prabhupada's book, the Real Peace Formula, Prabhupada has written that as soon as Maya sees that we are getting out of her grip, she will tighten her grip again. She will even make us feel that we are conquering her, and at the same time she will tighten her grip to us. So Maya is tricky like that, and as Prabhupada has used the word allurements. So it is that Prakshepatmika Shakti, potency of Maya that she throws. How she keeps us in her grip? She throws these obstacles, allurements on our path back to Golok Vrindavan. So obstacles means anything that will divert our attention from the main goal, Krishna. And then we will wonder what is the best way to win this war against Maya. Bhagavad Gita 7.14, Krishna says, Daivihi yesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Mama maya duratyaya. That material energy of mine, Maya, is duratyaya. It's very difficult to overcome. It is insurmountable. So Krishna has declared that you cannot win against Maya. She has, millions of tricks up her sleeves to pull us down, keep us in this illusion, because that is her job. So basically, Maya has two main functions. First is to facilitate Jiva's desire to forget Krishna. The real form, the constitutional position of Jiva is Jivere Swarupa Krishnera Nityadas, that I am servant of Krishna and I am part and parcel of Krishna. But Jiva wants to, the Jivas, the rebellious Jivas who want to forget that, and who think that there is some enjoyment away from Krishna. For them, this material world is created. That okay, if you think so, then go and enjoy it, have an experience, have a taste of it for yourself. So that is the first function of Maya, and the second one is she will test. First, Jiva wants to forget. And if he's rebellious and if he's sincere, then Jiva has a desire to go towards Krishna. So Maya's second function is to test Jiva's desire if they want to go towards Krishna. So she will test our sincerity as well. So we don't need to worry. Maya is just doing her job. It is all Krishna's plan Krishna, who is our worshipable deity, it is his plan only. Maya is a part of his plan only. So when we are faced with these obstacles or allurements, if we see Krishna behind them asking us that, do you really want me or you want something else? So that something else is what allurement is. So if we choose that something else, then we are not choosing Krishna. So Maya is nothing but she's someone hiding behind Krishna. So when Maya comes, if we see Krishna first, then Maya becomes the mirror that shows us where we are weak and where we need to work on. So again and again, whenever this allurement comes, we will see further what kind of allurements different kind of yogis are faced with. But how we can test, if we can pass Maya's test is that, just remind yourself what is the test. Test is, do you really want Krishna? So if we develop a transcendental lowlium, intense greed, intense longing for Krishna, then we will go on this path of loving devotional service, and then the strength of our devotion, it will automatically, we will automatically not be attracted to anything else but Krishna. Become, as Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita, Anya Bhilashita Shunyam, that we don't have any other Anya, don't have any Anya Abhilasha, Anya Abhilasha Shunya, zero. So, Bhakti is really a war against Maya. For example, these obstacles, Vishwamitra Rishi, he was a great yogi, he did severe austerities for a long time, but when Indra sends the celestial dancer Menaka, then he forgot, he lost control over his senses, and then he gave in. So these allurements that Maya throws, they are very, very strong, especially for those who are on the path of Ashtanga Yoga. There is another example of one Shaubhari Rishi in 9th Canto of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, where he left everything, and so that he doesn't get distracted from anything in material world, he went inside the ocean to do his tapasya. But inside the ocean he saw two fishes mating, and then his sense desire aroused, and then he came out of the ocean and he ended up marrying 50 princesses. So Maya's allurements, they are very strong, and especially for Ashtanga yogis, these Atmapataha, this possibility of falling down, degradation, is there. So in short, Maya is the jailer. For conditioned soul, Maya will keep them bound. And Maya is also the examiner. For sincere soul, she is just testing us, our desire, if we really want Krishna. Let's read further. A yogi can attain miraculous successes in material achievements, such as Anima and Lagima, by which one can become more minute than the minutest or lighter than the lightest. Or in the ordinary sense, one may achieve material benedictions in the shape of wealth and women. But one is warned against such allurements, because entanglement again in such illusory pleasures means degradation of the self and further imprisonment in the material world. By this warning, one should follow one's vigilant intelligence only. So here Prabhupada, in this section, Prabhupada is now elaborating on these allurements. So anything that is attractive, that diverts the attention from the goal is allurement. For example, for yogi, allurements will be yogic siddhis, the mystic powers. For gnani, the allurements will be these spiritual desires, fulfillment of spiritual desires, like liberation or merging into Brahman. For a karmi, the allurements will be the worldly opulences, like wealth or women or name or fame. So allurements for yogis on different path, they will come in different forms. So here Prabhupada particularly talks about, because this particular chapter was mainly focusing on Ashtanga Yoga. Prabhupada is talking about allurements for Ashtanga Yogi. So he's talking about the siddhis. So siddhis are natural side effects of yogic perfection. When a yogi does their tapasya, does sense control, then and they practice yoga, then there is the subtle material energies, they respond, and they are naturally gifted with, in the course of time, with some mystic powers, and they are called siddhis. And scriptures describe that there are 8 kind of siddhis. There are 64 kinds of siddhis, but 8 are main, and that is what most of the scriptures describe, and 2 of them Prabhupada has described here. So those 8 are Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Garima, Prapti, Prakamya, and Ishitva and Vashitva. So Anima means one can become smaller than Anu. Mahima means one can become very huge. Mahima means one can become very heavy. Laghima means one can become so light that one can even fly. Prakamya means the kamana, all the desires. One can fulfill one's own any desires or even fulfill other people's desire. Prapti means one can get whatever one wants. And then is Ishitva, one becomes, one can control anyone. And same as Vashitva, one can do Vashikaran, one can bring anyone under their control. So there are different kind of siddhis like this for Ashtanga Yogi. But these siddhis are very dangerous. So as soon as Maya sees someone advancing in their yogic sadhana, then Maya will reward them with these visible powers, the siddhis. And then any of these 8 siddhis that we described. And then the yogi will identify with the siddhi, that I am the yogi who can do X thing. And then their ego will be puffed up. And this identifying with the siddhi, now that will become a fresh bondage for the yogi. So it will also bring the pride. It will attract the crowd. And the crowd, from crowd he will get puja, pratishtha, labh. They will get different gifts. Material gifts, Lakshmi or other gifts, and then the yogi will get diverted into enjoying either this puja, labha, pratishtha, glorification, or money, or worship, or being being respected. So that will become like another intoxication for the yogi, and they will forget what the real goal was. So they will get distracted like this, and that is what Atmapat, the self-degradation, is. So it is like relapse of material desires. And yogi, there is an example of a yogi who had ability to walk on water in Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaji's pastime. So once Maharaj was walking along the river Ganga in Bengal with his disciples, and there was one yogi who was making a show. He was showing off his siddhi of walking on the water. So he was walking on water as if on Ganga from one bank to the other, as if it is like a concrete road, and he wasn't drowning. So everyone was in awe of him, and even the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, they said, Maharaj, see, he's got some real siddhis. So Maharaj just smiled, and after he finished his show, Maharaj talked to him and asked him, so how long did it take you to get this siddhi? So he says, 35 years sincere sadhana I've done, and then I've been rewarded with this siddhi. Then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj asked his disciples that how much do the boatmen charge for going from one bank of river Ganga to the other bank? And they said 10 paisa. So then Maharaj tells this yogi that you wasted your 35 years, precious years of your human life in getting a siddhi that is not more worth than 10 paisa. So Like, siddhis can attract the crowds. Whatever siddhis or in our case, any abilities, they can attract the crowd, appreciation, glorification. But, they can give you these external things, but they can never give you inner satisfaction. You can even cross Ganga in the boat. But the real challenge is not crossing river Ganga. Real challenge is crossing that ocean, material ocean, and ending the cycle of birth and death. And that we can only do through chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that is the real miracle when people are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and crossing the material ocean of birth and death. That is the material, that is the real siddhi. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita as well, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has warned us that don't be siddhi kami. There is a verse in Madhya Leela 19:149 where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataeva Shanta Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakala Shanta. That there are different kind of kamis, there are different kind of lusty people. There is bhukti kami. Bhukti means the karmi who wants material, who wants to have all the material opulences. Bhukti kami. There is mukti kami. There are gnanis who want liberation. They have the desire for liberation. There are siddhi kamis. There are ashtanga yogis who want different kind of siddhis. So these are all lusty. These are all kami, and that is why Sakali Ashanta, they are always, all these are always Ashanta, always not satisfied, always frustrated. But Krishna Bhakta Nishkama, there is only one person, Krishna Bhakta, who is Nishkama. He does not have any desire for himself. There is only one desire, and that is to please Krishna. And that is why Atayeva Shanta, that is why he is the only one who is Shanta, who is satisfied. And Lord Kapil also says in one of the verses, I'll read the translation, he says that when a perfect yogi, the verse is Bhagavatam 3:27-30, so Kapil Muni also says, then a perfect yogi is no longer attracted by manifestations of material energy or any siddhis. That is when one can progress towards me. So, just saying no to any allurements, any obstacles, any siddhis, any glorification, if we learn to put them aside and just focus on Krishna only, that is when we can win this war. So what is this? What is the remedy then? Srila Prabhupada has given us the remedy in the last line of this section. He has said, by this warning, one should follow one's vigilant intelligence only. So this vigilance, that is the remedy. In Bhagavad Gita 2.41, Krishna has also said, Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha guru nandana. So Vyavasaya, there is only one Vyavasaya, only one business, only one goal, Krishna. So one needs to be, as it is said, have a Vyavasayatmika buddhi, one-pointed intelligence. One needs to have vigilant intelligence. When Guru puts seed of Bhaktilata in our heart, and Bhaktilata starts to grow, because of influence of Maya, the other weeds will also start to grow around Bhaktilata. And sometimes these weeds will be even more attractive than the Bhaktilata. But we need to be vigilant. We need to protect that Bhaktilata so nicely that we have to pluck out all these weeds and only let our Bhaktilata grow. So in the second canto here, in the first chapter only, Shukdev Goswami has given us the hint that this Vajrat Rup, this Ashtanga Yoga, all these processes, these are weeds, but they are not the real thing. So here he has given us this word, bhajeta, loving devotional service. Tam satyam ananda nidhim bhajeta, that is our goal. And even and throughout the Bhagavatam, he will keep plucking out different weeds. And in the end of Bhagavatam also, in the last canto, 12th canto, last chapter, 13th chapter, towards the end, he again tells us this. So there is a verse where he says that Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta
स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदे साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाम् ध्यानावस्थित यद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः. So dhyana vasita tadgatena mansa. Even when Ashtanga yogis, when they are in the dhyana avastha, what they are trying to do, tadgatena mansa, they are trying to take their mind to him, and pashyanti yam yogino, they are also trying to see him. Even all the demigods, Brahma, Indra, Rudra, Maruta, Varuna, they are all stunvanti, they are all glorifying him. And Veda, all the Upanishads, Samaveda, all the scriptures, they are also singing his glories only. So, and Yasyantam na vidu sura suragana, Sura, Asura, demigods, Asuras, they, none of them can fathom Yasya Antam, with his end. So no one can measure his magnanimity. This Virat Roop is just a glimpse, it's just a drop of the ocean of magnanimity of Krishna, and still this is bewildering us. So even what to talk about us, even Sura Suragana, all the demigods, Asuras, with great intelligence, they cannot even measure his end. Yasyantam navidu Sura Suragana. So the remedy to not have Atmapan, Prabhupada has given in this verse, is our vigilance. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmani ishvara bhavatat bhakti ahaitukitwai. That I don't want, like the siddhis that are described here. Na dhanam, I don't want wealth. Na janam, I don't want to attract any crowd. I don't want any appreciation from anyone. Na sundarim, I don't want any beautiful women. I say no to the attraction for opposite sex. Kavitamva, I don't want anyone to sing glories of me. Jagadisha Kamaye, O Jagadish, O Ishvara of the whole world, O Lord of the whole universe. Kamaye, my only kamana, my only desire is that Mama Janmani Janmani, life after life, Bhavatad Bhakti. Just give me your bhakti, ahaituki bhakti, your unmotivated bhakti. So that is my only desire. So that is what Anya Bhilashita Shunyam means, and that is what Maya is there, this external potency of Krishna is there for. So if we don't, if we give in to any of the allurements that Maya throws at us, then we distract and we risk this Atmapata. Let's read further. The Supreme Lord is one and his expansions are various. He is therefore the super soul of everything. When a man sees anything, he must know that his seeing is secondary and the Lord's seeing is primary. One cannot see anything without the Lord's having seen it first, having first seen it. That is the instruction of the Vedas and Upanishads. So whatever we see or do, the super soul of all acts of seeing or doing is the Lord. So there is a lot of seeing and doing in this section, but if we try to understand simply, Arjun in Bhagavad Gita, what he had said, he had declared that I don't want to fight. But there is verse in 11th chapter, 11:33, where Krishna tells him that Mayaeva ete nihata purvameva nimittamatram bhava savyasachin. That he says that the people you are afraid to kill, I've already killed them. The result of the war that you are scared of, I've already seen it. It's Maya eva ete nihata purvameva. Nihata purvam, pre-decided. The result that you are afraid of, it is pre-decided. I have already killed them. So, Tasmat tava uttishta, just get up and prepare for the war. Yasho labasva, just win the glory. And jitva shatrun, conquer your enemies. And nimitta matra bhavasavya sachin, just be nimitta, just be instrument in carrying out my plan. So in this verse, in this situation, we see that the result that Arjun is afraid of seeing has already been seen by Krishna. So, Arjun or we may feel that I am seeing or I am doing it, but everything that is happening in the universe, it has already been first seen by Krishna. So that is what in this section is described, that Krishna is the primary seer and we are the secondary seers. He is the primary doer, we are the secondary doers. And also there is another verse in Bhagavad Gita 13:23 where Krishna is described as Upadrashta Anumanta Cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara. So Upadrashta, he is the one who is witnessing everything, and Anumanta, section, he is the one who is sectioning everything. He is the Bharta, he is the provider, he is the Bhokta, he is the real enjoyer, and he is the Maheshwara, he is the controller of all the controllers. So as it is said in one of the purports that we read earlier, not a blade of grass moves without Krishna's sanction. So that sanction, that Anumanta, that is always there. So in short, what Prabhupada is saying in this purport, that Krishna is the first seer, he is the first sanctioner, and then if we have sanction of Krishna, then only we get something. Further. This theory of simultaneous oneness and difference between the individual soul and the super soul is propounded by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. The Virat Roop, the gigantic feature of the Supreme Lord, includes everything materially manifested, and therefore the Virat or gigantic feature of the Lord is super soul of all living and non-living entities. But the Virat Roop is also the manifestation of Narayan or Vishnu. And going further on and on, one will eventually see that Lord Krishna is the ultimate super soul of everything that be. The conclusion is that one should unhesitatingly become a worshipper of Lord Krishna, or for that matter, his plenary expansion of Narayan. So again, Prabhupada, after explaining this complicated Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, he is giving us one word, worship, bhajeta. One should unhesitatingly become a worshipper of Lord Krishna. So in this section, Prabhupada is talking about Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. So in basic understanding, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva is between us and Krishna, between soul and Krishna. So if we break down the word, Achintya means inconceivable, Bheda means difference, and Abheda means non-difference, means oneness. So what is the bhed between us and Krishna? That soul is, first talk about bhed. Soul is eternally different from Krishna. We are very tiny. We are dependent on Krishna, and we are controlled by his energy Maya, his external energy Maya. But the bhed is that Krishna is he is infinite, he is independent, he is supremely independent, he is Swarata, and he is not controlled by anyone. This Maya that we are controlled by, he is controlling that. Maya Dakshena Prakriti. Maya is under the Adhyakshata, under the control of Krishna. So that is the difference between us and Krishna. And then we talk about Abheda. What is the oneness in us and Krishna? So at the same time, we are parts and parcel of Krishna. Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanavata. We are his Amsha. So just like Krishna is Sach It Ananda Vigraha, Krishna is a form of eternity, knowledge and bliss. We are also in our original form, we are also Sat, Chit and Anand, but we have forgotten that, and that is why we are here. So that is the oneness. So we are also Satchit Anand, he is also Satchit Anand, but we are different in quantity. So quality, we are one with Krishna in quality. So, and what is achintya about this, what is inconceivable about this is that these both things are simultaneously there. We are simultaneously, at the same time, we are one with Krishna and we are different from Krishna, and that is what is inconceivable for an ordinary jiva, for material intelligence. That is what is inconceivable, difficult to understand. But the truth about spiritual subject matters, the nature of spiritual world is that, so many paradoxes, so many of these achintya bheda bheda, so many paradoxes will coexist very simultaneously. And what achintya bheda bheda tattva Prabhupada is talking about here, so we talked about the basic understanding of which is achintya bheda bheda tattva. Here what Prabhupada is talking about is achintya bheda bheda tattva between Virat Roop and Krishna. So what is Virat Roop? As we know, Virat Roop is a temporary material form which is containing all the planets and demigods and all the jivas. So all the material elements. But as we know, Virat Roop is not the ultimate or the original form of Krishna. So first, if we talk about Abheda, what is the oneness? Virat Roop is ultimately Krishna. It is made up of Krishna's energies only. All these, it is made up of Krishna's material energies. It will be described further how everything, animate or non-animate, matter or living or non-living, everything has come from Krishna. So Virat Roop is a manifestation of Krishna's external energy only. So Virat Roop in one way is Krishna. But what is the difference? Virat Roop is not the original form of Krishna. There is material form. Krishna's original form is spiritual form, Satchit Ananda form. That is in Goloka Vrindavan. He is not this, this is just temporary manifestation, Virat Roop. He is not this giant person with thousands of heads and thousands of arms and everything is within him. He is not originally like this. Originally Krishna is Shyam Sundar. He is this two-handed sweet little boy, sweet young boy in Vrindavan doing sweet pastimes with his friends. So what is the bhed between Virat Roop and Krishna is in the form. That this is a temporary form and this is not the original form of Krishna. So that Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva Prabhupada is talking about here, that Virat Roop is also simultaneously one with Krishna, but it is different from Krishna. In Brahma Samhita also, it is, very precisely, Brahmaji captures this same thought. In Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji says, Ekopya saurachayitum jagadanda kotim yacha kshirasti jagadanda chayaya dantam endantarasta paramanu chayantarasta govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. That Krishna is simultaneously, he has entered into each anu of this creation. He is within each anu, each atom, and also he is outside of each atom. Everything outside of me, if I am an anu, I am made of Krishna. I came from Krishna. So inside only Krishna is sitting, a super soul. Krishna is inside me. And everything outside is a manifestation of Krishna's external energy. So for an anu, Krishna is also inside me and also outside me. And that is the inconceivability of Krishna. So that is what Brahmaji also captures in Brahma Samhita. So why, if you notice, in the verses anywhere, Shukdev Goswami has not talked about this Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. He has only described throughout the chapter Virat Roop. And in the end, he has given us the hint that no, don't worry about this Virat Roop, just bhajeta. Just tam satyam ananda nidhim bhajeta. Just focus on worshipping that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the ocean of bliss and who is the ultimate truth. But it is Srila Prabhupada who is introducing this Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva between us. He is, Prabhupada wants to strongly, he wants to establish in our minds, he wants to remove any doubts that we may have. He wants to clear that yes, Virat Roop is Krishna, it is a manifestation of Krishna's energy, but don't focus on that. Don't stop here. That is what Srila Prabhupada, and that is why he is describing this complicated Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. There are so many details in this purport, but that is why he has put Prabhupada mostly whatever the conclusion is, he always puts at the end or in the beginning. So this is the last purport of this chapter, and that is why he has, he doesn't want to leave us with any doubt. So Virat Roop, in summary, it is just a collection of matter, all the planets, all the demigods, all the jivas. In one sense, what are we all made of? We are all made of Bhumi, Rapo, Nalo, Vayu, earth, water, fire, air, ether. So that is all Virat Roop is. So as long as we think that, and why Virat Roop is said to be meant for neophytes. So as long as, it's Virat Roop is made of matter. So as long as we are attracted to matter, until then we are attracted to Virat Roop. As long as we think there is some value in matter, there is, these obstacles that he's talking about, there is, as long as we think there is some value in the siddhi, or there is value in some dhana, wealth, or women, or name, or fame, any of these material things, as long as we see value in them, until then Virat Roop is, we will be amazed by Virat Roop. But as soon as we learn to say no to any of these and say yes to Krishna only, then Virat Roop is nothing for us. It is just, it is just a mean for us to understand the magnanimity of Krishna and to, develop more and more surrender towards him. Because in bhakti, we don't want any of these allurements. We want Krishna only. And in bhakti, there is oneness. Bhakti harmonizes these two things. That yes, I am part and parcel of Krishna. Yes, so I am one with Krishna, but I am not Krishna. I am servant of Krishna, and he is the master. So yes, there is abhed, but yes, there is bhed. So that is what bhakti harmonizes, these both understandings. Let's move at the next section. In the Vedic hymns, it is clearly said that the first of all, Narayan cast a glance over matter, and thus there was creation. Before creation, there was neither Brahma or Shiva, and what to speak of others. Sripad Shankaracharya has definitely accepted this, that Narayan is beyond the material creation, and that all others are within the material creation. The whole material creation, therefore, is one with and different from Narayan. Simultaneously, and this supports the Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva philosophy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Being an emanation from glancing potency of Narayan, the whole material creation is not different from him. But because it is effect of his external energy, Bahiranga Maya, and is aloof from his internal potency, Atma Maya, the whole material creation is different from him at the same time. So, the first line only, that is all a whole class in itself. First of all, Narayan cast a glance over matter, and thus there was creation. If you don't want to get distracted, we will just quickly comment on that one line, that, in the beginning of creation, Mahavishnu, the Karanodakshaya Vishnu, he casts his glance over Prakriti, and then Prakriti gets activated, and then there is a whole process where all these witnesses, all these helpers, Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods, they come so much later in the process. So that's why it is said that Brahma, Shiva, they were not there at the beginning of creation. So like that, the process of creation happens. And if you remember that chart that we learned about incarnations and expansion of Krishna, first of all, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself is there, and then he expands as Balaram, and Balaram expands as the first Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Aniruddha, Sankarshan, and Pradyumna, the first Chaturvyu. And that first Sankarshan, then he expands further as a second Chaturvyu, second Vasudev, second Aniruddha, second Sankarshan, and second Pradyumna. So that second Sankarsha is called Mahasankarsha, and from that Mahasankarsha he expands as Lord Narayan. So that is where Lord Narayan comes into the picture, and then Lord Narayan expands as Karanodakshai Vishnu, and that Karanodakshai Vishnu glances over material energy, and then material creation comes into existence. So that is why here the whole chart is not described, but we are talking from Narayan only. So from Narayan comes Karanodakshai Vishnu, who glances over material nature, and then material creation comes into existence. So in that way, the whole creation has come from Narayan, and that's why Prabhupada towards in this section or the other section, he says that we should worship Krishna, or if not, we should worship Narayan for that matter. So that's about creation, and we talked about how now Lord Narayan comes from Krishna, and now here also in this section also Prabhupada is talking about Achintya Bheda Tattva between Lord Narayan and the material creation, Lord Narayan and the Virat Rupa. So we'll just break down this section. It says, being an emanation from glancing potency of Narayan. So as we talked, Karanodakshai Vishnu, that comes from Narayan, glances over material energy. So this Virat Rupa, the material creation, is an emanation from glancing potency of Narayan. So it comes from Narayan, right? So it is in one sense non-different from Narayan. And then further, the whole material creation is non-different from him. But because it is effect of his external energy and it is aloof from the internal potency, So because it is coming from him, because it is an emanation from him, it is his energy, then we cannot separate him from Narayan. We cannot separate this material creation from Narayan. So in that way, we have the abheda, the non-difference aspect. But because it is effect of his external potency, it is material world is created by his external potency, Bahiranga potency, Mahamaya. And internal potency, it creates the spiritual world, Vaikuntha and Golok Vrindavan, and it facilitates all the pastimes of Krishna. So this Mahamaya, the Bahiranga energy, external energy, that material world, Virat Rupa, is made of, that is keeping us in illusion. So there is illusion here, there is forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna. So that is the difference. And in spiritual world, everyone remembers it's Sat, Chit and Anand, the Chit, potency, the knowledge is there. So everyone knows their position, everyone knows their relationship with Krishna, that I am servant, he is master. So that is the difference between internal and external potency of Krishna. So because Virat Rupa is an emanation of external potency, so in that way it is different from Narayan. So for explaining that, Prabhupada in other place gives an example of sun and its reflection. So, when we see reflection of sun in water, sun is nice, steady, round ball, but water is flowing. The reflection is moving, it's shaking, it's distorted. Sometimes it's there, sometimes if water is flowing very fast, we just can't see it. So, reflection and sun. Even if it is sun's reflection only, but it is different. So same thing applies for Narayan and Virat Rupa. Virat Rupa, material energy, does come from Narayan, but at the same time it is just an emanation from its energy. Like sunlight, like the reflection is emanation from sun. So it is sun, it is not different, but it is same as well. It is not different, but it is different. So it's very confusing, but Prabhupada has, very nicely explained the Achintya Bheda Tattva of Jiva and Krishna, Achintya Bheda Tattva of Virat Rupa and Narayan. Then, further let's read. The example given in this verse very nicely is that the dreaming of the dreaming man. The dreaming man creates many things in his dream, and thus he himself becomes the entangled seer of the dream and is also affected by the consequences. This material creation is also exactly a dream-like creation of the Lord, but he, being the transcendental super soul, is neither entangled nor affected by the reactions of such dream-like creation. He is always in his transcendental position, but essentially he is everything and nothing apart from him. Nothing is apart from him. So in this verse, second line, we see the word Yatha Swapna Janekshitaikaha. Ikshita means to see. So Yatha Jan, just like people see dreams. What we see in the dreams. We see two kinds of dreams. We see daydreams and we see night dreams. Daydreams, we think, oh, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a sports person. I want to develop a big business. So these are the daydreams are our desires. And then night dreams. In night, we see different kinds of dreams, but mostly these dreams that we see in our sushupta avastha, in our night, in our unconscious state, they are reflections of our fears, our impressions, the deep impressions, the samskaras on our consciousness, and not just recent ones, throughout this life and throughout previous lives. Whatever samskaras and fears that we are holding close to us, that is what we see in our dreams. So if I talk about myself, since I was little, I used to get cat dreams. Prabhupada often, when he talks about dreams, Prabhupada often gives example of a person dreaming of a tiger. That person is dreaming that in my dream, tiger is attacking me, so person gets scared. He's screaming, he gets affected, and tiger is screaming, and somebody comes to him and says, wakes him up and says, where is tiger? There is no tiger, wake up, you are safe. Prabhupada often gives example of that dream of a tiger, but I used to get dreams of cats. So in my childhood, the house we used to live in, the very next house, it used to be vacant. So, in India we have stray cats, they are not anybody's pet, they're just roaming around on the street. So in that house, always, there used to be like a big cat and so many of her kittens. So they used to it was like their house. And, they used to, because the windows, they don't have the jali, what do we call in English?
Screen.
So then, the cats will, fly screen. So the cats will come through the window and, sometimes they will, because no fridge at that time, and they will drink the milk or ghee or something, always cause some disturbance. And for some reason, I don't know, they had some kind of attraction for me. So a lot of times I used to wake up and the cat is sleeping next to me. And I used to get so scared. And even in my dreams also I used to see cats that, cat has come and, scratching my body and there is blood all over. And then on top of that, my little brother was born. So then after he was born, for some days my grandmother came to live with us. And then my grandmother told me that, your mom may be busy in the work and everything. So you have to look after your little brother. You have to always be next to his cradle because who knows, one of the cats will come and the cats are attracted to little babies. Cat may open his chest and they eat the heart. So she scared me. So then, I was always scared of cats and after this, I was always, until I got married, I used to see dreams about cats coming to me, opening my chest and eating the heart, and always I was, mommy, I used to wake up screaming. And even after I got married, when I went to my husband's home, after that also some days, I wake up and a cat is sleeping next to me. So I don't know what this relationship with cats and the dreams about cats is, but this is, the dreams are a mirror of our fears. And our fears, or if we talk about our daydreams, they are whatever dreams we have, they are our hidden desires. So dreams are either our desires or our fears or our samskaras. So just like that, this material creation also is a desire of Krishna. In the beginning of creation, there was nobody else, there was Krishna only. So Krishna desired, as we saw in Radhastami class, that he desired to have these madhurya pastimes, these loving exchanges in conjugal rasa. So that's why he expanded as Radharani. And he also wanted to experience different rasas. So that's why he created the creation. He had the desire, he expanded as all these forms, and then this Karanodakshaya Vishnu glanced over material creation. That's how everything came into existence. So the root cause is Krishna's desire. So it is in one way a dream of Krishna. But the difference between my dream and Krishna's dream is what Prabhupada is highlighting here. That difference is that Jiva, a dreaming man, when they dream, they are affected. Like we said in the example of the tiger or the cat dream. We get fearful, we are affected. Why? Because I think that I am this body and this body can be killed. So I'm scared that I can be killed. This XYZ, whatever I'm fearful of, can kill me. And I think I am this body, and that is why there is fear. But in Krishna's case, Krishna is not affected. Why? Because if Krishna thinks that I am this body, then he is right. When I think I am this body, I am wrong because I am soul. But when Krishna thinks I am this body, he is right because Krishna is Sat Chit Anand Vigraha. He is the personification. He is the form of Sat Chit and Anand, eternality, full of knowledge, full of bliss. So in Krishna's case, his body and his soul, they are non-different. So that's why Krishna is not wrong when he thinks that I am this body. And also, our desires or our fears, extension of I am this body, then we think that everything attached to this body is mine. But then there also we are wrong because nothing is ours. As we are saying again and again that everything comes from Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna. So he is the real owner. But when Krishna thinks that this is mine, then he is not wrong there as well because everything does belong to him. He is the owner. So in this section that we read, Prabhupada has talked about the dream, how the material creation is also exactly a dream-like creation of the Lord, but he being the transcendental super soul is neither entangled nor affected by the reactions of such dream-like creation. So exactly, that is what Prabhupada is talking, that material creation is his dream, but he is not affected by whatever is happening in this dream. And if we talk about Narayan, we clearly see that material creation comes from Karanodakshaya Vishnu, who comes from Narayan. So clearly material creation is here and Narayan is above and beyond. So he is not affected by it. So, I am affected by my dream. Janaha, when Janaha, they, in the words, when they see different forms in their dream, they are affected. But when Narayan, when he sees the dream of this material creation, this Viratru, he is not affected by it. That is what Prabhupada has highlighted here. We will quickly read the last portion and then conclude. As a part of him, one should therefore concentrate on him only, without deviation. Otherwise, one is sure to be overcome by the potencies of the material creation, one after another. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.7 as follows. Sarvabhutani kaunteya prakritim yanti mamikam kalpakshaye punastani kalpadau visrujamyaham. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, every material manifestation enters into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I again create.
The human life is, however, is an opportunity to get out of this repetition of creation and annihilation. It is a means whereby one may escape the Lord's external potency and enter into his internal potency. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the second canto, first chapter of the Srīmad Bhāgavatam, entitled The First Step in God Realization. So last line of the purport, last line of this chapter, Prabhupada has written, it is a means where the human life is a means whereby one may escape Lord's external potency, Bahiranga potency, and enter into internal potency. So as we know, Krishna has three kinds of potencies, external potency, internal potency, and we come in the middle, Bahiranga. We are Tatastha Shakti. Krishna has Bahiranga, Antaranga, and Tatastha. So we are in between. So we have the option, we can either go towards Bahiranga Shakti, external potency. We can either be attracted to Virat Rup, the material creation, Bahiranga Shakti, or we can go towards his internal potency, spiritual potency. So we are Tatastha, we are on the Tata, on the shore. So we have the option, go here or go there. So Prabhupada has highlighted that human body is a great opportunity to go from the Bahiranga potency of the Lord, from Bahiranga potency of the Lord to Antaranga Shakti, to become his Antaranga person, to come into his inner circle. So if we talk about, this whole chapter has been about Virat Rup. So if we again revise, what is Virat Rup? Virat Rup is manifestation of Lord's external potency. It is an energy of the Lord. And we have this misconception that as long as, when we study this Virat Rup, we may get some wrong impression. We may think that, okay, everything is coming from Krishna. Whether it is in material world or spiritual world, everything is coming from Krishna. So as long as I'm interacting with anything in the world, it's all Krishna. So it's all good. Whether I am dealing with my material relations, my job, my house, it's all Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. So everything is legit. Virat Rup is legit because it comes from Krishna. So that is misconception that we may have. And Sukadeva Goswami has not cleared that doubt. He has just given us the hint, Bhajeta. But Prabhupada has, throughout this whole long purport, he has told us that no, don't associate with Krishna's potency. If you read the last section again, that is what Prabhupada is saying. Don't associate with Krishna's energies, associate with Krishna. So don't choose allurements. Allurements are Krishna's, Krishna's energy, Maya. That is what is Maya is throwing at us, allurement. They are all Krishna's energies. But we have to associate, our goal is Krishna. So, in our mind, if we imagine two boxes, that one is a no box, one is a yes box. So, whatever comes to us, if we ask a question, is this Krishna? So, as the allurements we talked about for a yogi, siddhis or women or wealth or glorification, name, fame, puja, pratishtha, labh, any of this, is this Krishna or is this Krishna's energy? It's all Krishna's energy, so put them in no box. My husband, my children, my house, my business, all that I do. I'm not, I'm in this world. I cannot just renounce everything and go live in the forest. But is this Krishna? No. So we give justice to all of that, but with a realization, with vigilant intelligence, that this is not Krishna. This is only meant for this temporary dream. This current life is also a dream of our soul. Because dreams are reflection of our desire. And we had a desire somewhere that we want to enjoy separately from Krishna. We had different desires, and based on those desires, we have got this body, these circumstances, this family, where we are, based on those desires. So this current life is also a dream-like state of our soul. When this dream finishes and we'll wake up and we'll realize, no, this was all, at the end moment of life, we will realize, oh, it was all a dream. So, I lost the track of my thoughts.
So anyways, we need to put all these things, our temporary material attachments in the no box. That is Krishna's energy. This is not Krishna. But there are four things: Krishna's Nam, Roop, Gun, Leela. So Krishna's name, is it Krishna? Clearly it is said in the scriptures, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purana Shuddho Nityamukto Abhinnatva, non-different. Krishna's name and Bhinnatva Namanam, Krishna's name and the person Krishna are non-different. So is Krishna's name, my chanting, is that Krishna? If I am chanting, am I associating with Krishna himself? Yes, there is no doubt. Then Krishna's Roop. So here we talked about Virat Roop. Is it Krishna or is it Krishna's energy? It is Krishna's energy. So that is why Bhajeta, that is why worship. Don't get distracted on that Ashtanga Yoga path of focusing on Krishna's energy. But choose Krishna. Then we have another form of Krishna, the deity form of Krishna. So is that Krishna? So deity form of Krishna, as is described in the scriptures, deities or deity of Krishna and Krishna are non-different. So any service that I can get to the deities, and not necessary that all of us will get the service of dressing them or performing their arti or cooking for them. But any service we do in the temple, whether we mop the floor of the temple or we serve prasadam, we do book distribution, it's all service to deity of Krishna. So that is what associating with Krishna is. That is Krishna. So we put them in the yes box. Krishna's Guna, Krishna's Leela. So what we are learning, we are reading from Srīmad Bhāgavatam, we are discovering about his qualities, his Guna and his pastimes, his Leela. So that is Krishna. So these are the things I will hold close to my heart. And everything else is not Krishna. It's all Krishna's energy. So the whole purpose, the essence of this whole first chapter of second canto, what I am taking home is one word, chanting. Because Kali Kali Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. That, this is all that is described. We tried to understand as much as we could. But at the end of the day, that is not we need to focus on. Otherwise, we risk Atma Pataha, we risk our own degradation. And we need to focus on Bhajeta, and the only recommended way of worshipping Bhajeta, Krishna in this Kali Yuga, is chanting of the holy name of Krishna. So the essence, the lesson I have learned from Virat Roop is chanting, that I need to focus more on my chanting. I need, I don't have enough attraction for the names. I do get distracted by Krishna's energies. So if we develop this vigilant intelligence, this vyavasayatmika buddhi, there is only one business, Krishna only, and the only way to go to him in this Kali Yuga is chanting. So that is where we will pause our today's session. If anyone has any questions or comments or realizations, please share. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की, जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की। हरे कृष्ण। All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.